everyone, welcome back to my channel Alpha Beta Gamma, and I'm your teacher BVLP, and I teach you physics. So I'm going to start a new lesson in static electricity, and we are going to start second lesson in static electricity. And before going to second lesson, starting the second lesson, let me revise or let me have a recap about the first lesson. In first lesson, I explained what is electricity, types of electricity, charges, types, and characteristics of the charges and their magnitude. And now, this is the second lesson we are going to start. And now, what topics to be discussed in the second lesson? Here we have here. So, we have 3 points here to discuss. In the first point, we discuss static electricity definitions with some examples here. So what is static electricity, how it is produced, and what is the cause of static electricity, and the conditions with some examples. And the second point is electric field and field lines here. And finally, we complete this lesson with third point, flux and flux density. So shall we move to the first point, static electricity definition, and what I learned. I am going to explain what is static electricity, how it is produced, and we'll have some examples here. Here we have what is static electricity. Electricity which is not flowing, which is settled at one point only, is called static electricity. Which is settled in the space of the substance is called static electricity. So the charges here will not move or flow from one point to another point through the substance. So this is the reason why it is called static electricity here. So static electricity may be positively or negatively charged here. It is produced due to the a positive charge or a negative charge. When do we get a negative charge? If the substance gains excess number of electrons. It means if the atom of the substance has excess number of electrons than proton. Generally, every atom is in neutral in nature. It will not have either positive charge or negative charge. The reason is every atom consists equal number of protons and neutrons in the atom. So the number of protons in the nucleus and the number of electrons around the nucleus revolving are equal to each other. Proton is considered as positive charge and negative charge is electron. So both are equal means there is no any excess charge. It means that atom is neutral. If that atom gains a few number of electrons, gains an electron, then negative charge is excess. So it is negatively charged particle. Otherwise, if that atom loses an electron, then proton number is obviously more, positive charge is more. Then it will have positive charge. So in this way, an amount of energy is produced by losing or gaining the electrons. This is called static electricity. Now let me tell you clearly or explain you how it can be produced in a easy manner. So practically how it can be produced. So two substances rubbed with each other and friction takes place between them. So for that we have chosen two substances 1 and 2. Now initially observe both the substances have 5 electrons around the nucleus and 5 protons. Both the substances 1 and 2 have 5 protons and 5 electrons here. It means they are neutral. Now friction by rubbing. Here this is the friction takes place. A small amount of heat is produced. Then this is the second substance loses an electron. Okay. One electron is transferred from second substance to first substance here. Transfer of electron. That electron is gained by the first substance here. So this is the friction. By friction, one electron is transferred from second substance to first substance. Here we have, so this is the clear picture here we have here. So in this picture we have, so initially both are having equal number. Now after rubbing and they are electrified, it means second one loses an electron and the first substance gains the electron. Let us see how many electrons are there in the first substance. So this is the first substance. It has 6 electrons here, 6 electrons and 5 protons are there. So it means it has one extra electron, so negatively charged. And what about the second substance? Second substance has 5 protons and 4 electrons only, because it loses one electron due to friction. So it has one proton extra, positively charged. So this is the way how we could produce electric charge in the substance here. But this electron will not flow from one point to another point. This is the reason why it is called static electricity here. So I think you could understand that due to transfer of electrons only, static electricity is produced here. And we have here the substance losing the electron is positively charged and the substance gain the electron is negatively charged. Obviously, which gains, it will have one extra electron, so it will have negatively charged. And now the question is, what type of substance is to be chosen or selected for rubbing and producing electricity, static electricity? By rubbing, so what type of substances to be taken? Here we have a series. We have a series of some substances here. So in the series, so the substances are arranged in the order. So in the order they are arranged here. So this is the series of the substance here. So in the series, you can select any two substances. So you can select either cotton. So this is one, and I'll take this one. Second one is ebonite. So this is the second one. So and now cotton places a fifth one was this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth, sixth one, and ebonite is the last position here. So here it is observed that experimentally lower order substance, lower order means cotton. Cotton is the lower order because it is in the sixth position. It will lose the electrons. It means it is positively charged. And the higher order ebonite is last in the series, last substance in the series. This is the higher order. Then it will gain the electrons here. So this is will be ebonite will be negatively charged and cotton will be positively charged. And you can take two more examples also, and we can take either paper. This is the paper is the first substance. It is in the second position, sorry, seventh position, and you can take amber. So this is the second substance here. Amber is in the higher order, then obviously higher order will be negatively charged, and paper is the lower order, it is positively charged here. So this is the way how we could produce static electricity here. So and then we have the second point here. The first point is about the static electricity, how it is produced and what substances to be taken, positive charge and negative charge here. Then the second point is field, electric field. What is electric field? Field means the area or the space around the charge here. So you can take any charge, either positive charge or negative charge. Then it is denoted by Q. So we have a place or space region around the charge. If it is a negative charge, then also we'll have a space or a region around the charge. So within this area, within this region, it can attract another charge. You can place any other charge here. So you can place any other charge. I denote with this extra charge Q naught. Here also you can place any other charge q naught here. So this positive charge or negative charge either attract or repel this q naught. It depends whether this q naught is a similar charge or opposite charge here. If q naught is a similar charge, then this charge q repels. If it is an opposite charge, it attracts. Out of this area, there is no influence of the charge. It could not either attract or repel. So within the area only it repels or attract. This area around the charge is called electric field. So electric field is the area around the charge, so in which it can either attract or repel. And electric field has direction. So it is a vector here. Then how could you represent the direction? Direction of the field is represented by an arrow mark. But the question is, on what basis we represent or we determine the direction of the electric field. So either in electricity or magnetism, the characteristic of the field is determined by, if it is an electric field, then it is determined with respect to positive charge. And if you consider a magnetic field, the field characteristics are determined with respect to north pole. So we have to take a positive charge q naught. With respect to this positive charge only, this is an extra charge we have to place in the given field here. So we will determine electric field here. So let me explain you clearly with a diagram here. So now we have here two charges. So these two charges are different here. So in the first charge, this is positive charge, this is positive charge here, and this is negative charge here. Around this positive charge or negative charge, there is a field. In this field only, it will attract or repel other charges here. Now I place any other charge, that too positive charge q naught plus q naught I represent here. Here also I represent plus q naught here. So if I place an extra charge which is from outside plus q naught, this is the positive charge. With respect to this positive charge only, we have to determine direction of the field or any other characteristics of the electric field. So in electricity, all the characteristics are determined with respect to outside extra positive charge only here. Now this is the positive charge here. So the field is here. In this one here, it repels the positive charge. It repels the q naught. It means this q naught is repelled by positive charge. This is the reason why the field of positive charge is outward. So field is directed by an arrow mark here. So we have to represent the field with an arrow mark. As it repels the positive charge, so direction of the field for positive charge is away from the charge. Here we have the direction which is showing the arrow mark away from the charge. But if you consider this negative charge, it attracts the positive charge. This is the positive charge here. We have kept here in this one. So, and it attracts the charge. So, the field is towards the negative charge here. So, for negative charge, the direction is towards the charge like this here, and for positive charge it is outward here. The reason is here the field is determined or studied with respect to another positive charge which is placed in this one. We should take or we should consider positive charge only here. So this is the reason why electric field is away from the charge for positive one and towards the charge for negative one here. Within this field only it has the influence. Out of that field it could not have the influence or it could not have the tendency to attract or repel here, this one. So this is the electric field. Now what about um, the charge what we have kept here. So we have kept a positive charge here. This is the positive charge plus Q naught. It is repelled by this charge, positive charge. This is a positive charge. This is a negative charge here. So this is negative charge. So electric field is in this direction. It means this Q naught move away from the positive charge, and this Q naught move towards the negative charge. This is direction of the motion of the Q naught. This is direction of the motion of the positive charge. And remember, let me tell you one important thing, that this Q naught, whatever we consider as a positive, and it should have the magnitude unit. It means it is unit positive charge. So if you observe, unit positive charge is repelled by external positive charge, and unit positive charge is attracted by external negative charge. So in what direction unit positive charge is moving? So this is the direction of unit positive charge. Unit positive charge moves away from the external positive charge here. This Q naught value should be 1 and positive. This is the reason why it is called unit positive charge. So this is the line or the path which shows the motion of the unit positive charge. This is called the line of force, electric line of force. This is the line, so which is towards this one here, so which shows the unit positive charge, motion of the unit positive charge. So these lines are called electric field lines. But these electric field lines, we can identify many number of lines within the field. These lines are completely purely imaginary. They are not real, imaginary lines, and they show the path of unit positive charge within the field, in the external field. So next one is they do not intersect with each other. So if you observe the previous diagram here, so in this previous diagram, no two lines are intersecting with each other. So we can observe here, any two lines are separate and they don't intersect. There is no point of intersection with each other. They do not meet here. Only the thing is, for positive charge they move away from the charge, for negative charge they move towards the charge. This, so we should remember this one here. So electric lines of force are completely imaginary, and they are representing path of the unit positive charge, and they do not intersect with each other, and moreover they represent direction of the field, whether it is moving away or moving towards the charge. For a positive one, away; for negative one, towards the charge. So they indicate direction of the field here. We should remember that one. And suppose if it is a single charge, we can say for a positive one it is away. Away means divergent, and for negative one it is convergent towards the. And what about the system or the combination if you have two charges, or whether may be similar or opposite? For that also we have the explanation here. So here we have two charges which are opposite to each other. Here we have a diagram showing the combination of two charges placed at a distance. Here one is the positive charge and the second one is the negative charge, and we can observe that as the line of electric field line or electric field is determined with respect to other extra positive charge only. So this unit positive charge moves from positive to negative, because unit positive charge Q naught is repelled by positive and attracted by negative charge. So it moves from positive charge to negative charge. Direction is towards negative charge from positive charge here. So this is the combination of two opposite charges. These two opposite charges here we have, and the lines of force move from positive to negative here. So this is the direction of the field or electric lines, flow of electric lines. And what about the system if they are similar? Maybe both are positive or both are negative. Here we have the answer here for that also. Here we have the system of two similar charges. I have taken two positive charges here. So we have two positive charges here. These two positive charges are there. For a positive charge, the line is away like this here. So for this charge, and for this charge, the line is towards this one in this direction here. So here no line is flowing from one charge to another charge. We do not see any line flowing from one charge to another charge. Even if you take a negative charges, so minus charges, negative charges, then lines are flowing like this only here. For that negative charge also curved lines, but they do not intersect with each other. We can take either both positive or negative. The lines of force are curved. They do not pass from one point to or one charge to another charge here. So this is about electric lines of force. Electric line of force is nothing but an imaginary path which represents direction or the motion of the unit positive charge in the given field, and also it represents direction of the field here. So this is about lines of force. Now, so we can take any electric field here. So now we are coming to the last and final one here. So electric flux. Flux means total. And if I take a positive charge here, and depending upon the magnitude of the charge, what is the magnitude of the charge, whether it is a small one or larger one, it will have electric field here. In this electric field, we can we can observe many number of lines in the given area. So this is the area of the field. Within the area, many number of lines, you can place any unit posterior anywhere in this area. Then you can observe the path of the unit positive charge here. Many number of lines can be observed, identified. So the number of lines which are observed in the given area is called electric flux. Flux means total number of lines passing through the electric field. So it is a physical quantity. It's not an imaginary one. We can calculate the number. So that number or flux is denoted by phi. This is the symbol of electric flux. And electric flux has units also, Newton meter square per coulomb here. So and this flux has some number. It's a number only, and it is a number only. This is the reason why it is a scalar quantity. It is not a vector quantity here. So and then we have the final here. We have a diagram here. So we can see a conductor of metal sheet here, and we have given some charge on the metal sheet here, and we can see many number of lines are passing through the given area of the sheet here. So this is the total number of the lines here. This number of line is called flux, and the total number of lines divided by area of the field. It means flux passing through unit area. Flux divided by area. So flux divided by area phi by A, this one. So this is called density. So flux divided by A, flux by area. Total number of lines passing through in unit area. Number of lines divided by area is called flux density. Density means how many number of lines are passing in unit area, 1 square meter of the given area here. So this is flux density. We have the definition here. Total number of lines passing through unit area, and flux density equals to flux divided by surface area. Flux is total number. Flux density is number of lines passing through unit area. So this is about the second lesson here. So in this lesson we have studied static electricity, how it is produced with some examples, and how one substance can be positively charged. By losing the electrons, it is positively charged, and by gaining the electrons, it is negatively charged. So positive charge and negative charge will produce static electricity, and path of the unit positive charge in an external field is known as electric field line, and we can identify many number of lines here in a given field. For a positive charge, lines are diverging. For a negative charge, the lines are converging here, and the total number of lines passing through the given field is called flux, and flux divided by area is called flux density. So this is about the second lesson. So we have learned till now what is charge, types of charges, characteristics, how electric field is developed around the charge, and what is unit positive charge, how does it move in the given field, which is called electric line of force, electric field, direction of the field, and flux density. So this is about the second lesson. In the third lesson, I'm going to explain what is the force between two charges. Till then, thank you for watching my lesson.